Hey, everybody. Seth Green here from Market Domination LLC, and I am super excited to reveal to you our cool new toy, the Invisible Salesperson. Bear with me for just a minute. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm the founder of MarketDominationLLC.com. We have been on the Inc. 5000, fastest growing privately held companies in America list. We run on EOS, and over the last 18 years, we have produced 6,947 podcasts. As a podcast production and marketing firm, it's one of our two divisions. Now, doing that, booking guests every single week, coordinating between our client and the guest, working on getting them scheduled, writing the interview questions, producing the show, editing the audio and video, and then most importantly, not only just syndicating it and marketing it, but executing our 12-step proven direct mail process that turns that guest into an affiliate or an evangelist or an ambassador for our client. It takes a lot of manual labor and a lot of team members. And the other day, even though we run on EOS, a ball got dropped and it really frustrated me. This was a couple months ago. A ball got dropped and it really frustrated me. And I said, what if we could just do this how could we do this without any people? And I started going down the rabbit hole. I'm going to tell you how this feeds into the the invisible salesperson in just a minute. So I started trying to figure out how could I produce a podcast without any people? And I pulled it off. The very first 100% AI powered podcast was born. And I said, okay, I was able to do it. Now, what do I do with it? At the same time, I also own a couple other companies. One of them is a financial services company. I was meeting with a prospect, and one of the solutions to their retirement needs at the time was an annuity. Don't worry if you don't know what one is. So I recommended the annuity. I had the illustrations, documents, recommendation, rationale, everything ready to go, presented it, thought I did a great job. And they came back with, well, Ken Fisher says annuities are bad. If you don't know who Ken Fisher is, he's one of the Forbes 400, owns a registered investment advisory firm, manages hundreds of billions of dollars, if not of assets for the firm's clients. Very famous for saying he hates annuities as a way to generate leads. I told them why Ken Fisher was wrong about this particular annuity. And they said they had to go home and think about it. Well, they went home and thought about it. I emailed them 3 times. I called them 3 times, and they completely ghosted me and did not reply to anything. They had, in essence, gone dead, gone dark, and disappeared. Now, the podcast I created, the very first AI-powered podcast I created was The Truth About Annuities, Pros, Cons, and Solutions. Now, Erin Maxwell, our show host, does not exist. She is created I created her with AI. And AI wrote every single episode that I checked and then voiced it, produced it, syndicated it, etc. Now, one of those episodes is called The Truth About Ken Fisher. And it is an objective look at why Ken Fisher is right, why certain types of annuities are bad, and why he's wrong in terms of why certain types of annuities are good. I sent my prospect, who I had not heard from in a month, who had ignored 3 emails and 3 phone calls. I sent them an email saying, Ken Fisher is right. And I said, hey, I found this podcast about annuities that says Ken Fisher is right and has some good points. Here's a link if you want to go check it out. So not only did they go check it out, but they booked another appointment and moved forward. Literally came in and said, you know what? That Erin Maxwell had good points. We now see why what you were saying makes sense. Let's move forward. And they bought that annuity. I was thrilled that they were doing what I recommended that was in their best interest. And I was thrilled with the acquisition of a client. But part of me wanted to go strangle them across the table and say, I said the exact same thing and you didn't believe me. But some objective third-party person that technically you don't know that she's AI, you don't know that she doesn't exist. That person said the same thing I said, and you believed them and took action. And then the light bulb went off, and I said, I've got an invisible salesperson. And obviously, you see that annuity, that podcast has a lot more episodes now. And I went and got really excited and started creating more and more AI podcasts. We have, I've got one that's a local get me in the door with other local business owners podcast. I've got another one that we just launched called How to Find Money for College, which is for our college financial aid negotiation firm. I'm currently working on one for our tax reduction program to help business owners reduce their taxes. I'm having a lot of fun because I realized I've got an invisible salesperson. I can make the AI say whatever I want. Now, it has to be objective. It has to be unbiased. Think of it. If you've been in the direct response marketing game for a long time, then you may remember something called an advertorial. An advertorial was like an article in a magazine. It looked like an article. It had a tiny word advertisement that said advertisement at the top, but it was designed to lay out and look like a reporter wrote an article about a business or a product. And at the very bottom, there would have been a call to action saying, we've arranged a special offer. Go get 3 bottles of the supplement for free or just plus shipping or whatever it was. And because they look like a reporter wrote them, and looks like a magazine article, they work really well. You've probably seen some in some of your favorite magazines. You just didn't realize that's what they were. This is almost like an AI-powered audio advertorial or an invisible salesperson because I can make it say whatever I want. I can answer all the frequently asked questions I get and then send them links to the podcast. I can advertise. I can make any point I want. I can take a list of all the most common objections I get, and I can make AI-powered podcasts overcoming and addressing each one. And when it comes up, instead of me saying it, because I look like a biased salesperson, right? We all do. I can send them the link to go listen to this podcast of someone else talking about what I'm talking about. And it closes the sale for me. It moves past the objections because I have now an invisible AI salesperson. So it works incredibly well. We've got limited slots. At the moment, we've got 9 available, and it's way cheaper. So our normal process with a human host and human guests every single week, ranges between $5 and $10K a month. It's a lot of manual labor. Because we can use AI to do a lot of this, and obviously a human has to run the AI and get everything produced and done. But because there's no human host, because there's no human guest, it takes us way less time. It's the first 9 slots we're going to do. Those people who are going to beta test this program other than me, it's only going to be $2K a month. So you get 4 episodes a month. We can make, you get the AI host created, you get the graphics created, you get the intro and the outro created, you get the scripts written, you get every single week, you get, we write the scripts, we voice them, we produce them, we syndicate them to the marketplace, we syndicate them out to the podcast platforms, and then we give you the links, and then we teach you how to use those in your sales process to increase your conversion rate. So if you are interested in learning more, go to bit.ly, and I'll put the link below this video, bit.ly/AI podcast consult. No spaces, all one word, bit.ly/AI podcast consult. Grab a time on our calendar. We'll set up a time to talk about your business, see if it makes sense, and see if it's a good fit. And we can also talk about the other ways you can use this as well to help grow your business. So again, bit.ly/AI podcast consult. Can't wait to show you how this could work in your business.